I'm so excited to hear the questions about my investigations. Here we go. Question number 1 is from Instagram at LexiRose3. How do you get started in reporting for TV shows and news stations? Don't do what I did, because I absolutely had a crazy path to becoming an investigative reporter. I started as a model and an actress, became a professional cheerleader, and back in the day when there were very few female sportscasters, I decided I wanted to be a sports reporter. So I got started right away at a major station, KCBS 2 in Los Angeles. That was, believe it or not, that was my first reporting job, was in the entertainment capital of the world. And I was the only female sportscaster that CBS 2 had ever hired. I was the first one. I had a very non-traditional path to becoming a journalist. I would suggest, if it's something you want to do, first and foremost, you need to get a degree. You have to go to a 4-year college and major in journalism or communications broadcasting. And then you normally start in a small market. You will start in a very small town somewhere. You will learn the basics of doing stand-ups and writing and editing. Now you have to know how to edit and you have to know how to shoot, not just be on camera, but you have to know technically what to do off camera as well. It's going to take typically a very long path to get to a major market, years sometimes. And some people love staying in a smaller market, which is great too. They need great journalists everywhere. But be prepared to go to a 4-year college and be prepared to start in a small town and work your way up if you want to become either a sportscaster or investigative producer or anchor. Great question. Next one is from Twitter at the Latino Vote 2020. Yes, hey, by the way, Latinos, you better vote in 2020. I'm just saying. What was your most challenging investigation and why? Great question. Typically, anytime that I do an investigation that's a cold case, for example, Justice for Juliet, Justice for Alyssa, Justice for Darby and Kira. Anytime you do a story like that, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of help from producers. It takes a lot of manpower to actually read through documents and legal papers and to get on the ground and start asking questions of everybody from local sheriffs to medical examiners, the victims' families, to start to piece together what happened in a cold case. I think my most challenging was probably Justice for Darby and Kira. Those were 2 siblings that were killed weeks apart, and many people suspect that their stepfather killed them. So the grandmother came to me and she asked me, Lisa, can you look into this? It's a cold case. This case has been on Dr. Phil, but it still hasn't been solved. And she believed that her son's ex-wife's new boyfriend killed them. So Justice for Darby and Kira was really, really emotional. It took a long time. We started that investigation a couple of years ago and we just aired it recently. That took a lot of time and many trips back and forth across the USA trying to track down all of the characters involved. And it still hasn't been solved. There still hasn't been an arrest made. But I think there is going to be justice for Darby and Kira very soon. Thank you for that question. From Instagram, Xerox Shots, at Xerox Shots. What was it like after your crew car was broken into and how long did it take to recover? Isn't that a crazy investigation? That was smash and grab. That's the investigation where we put hidden GPS systems in both a speaker and a purse. We put them in an area of San Francisco that had a lot of smash and grab crimes, where people would smash into the window of a car and pull out somebody's belongings or purse or valuables and then run off with them. So smash and grab is notorious in San Francisco. And so we set up a rental car and we put a speaker and a purse in the rental car in a high traffic area. And sure enough, our stuff got stolen. But later on that night, our crew van also was the victim of a smash and grab. $30,000 worth of equipment gone like that, never recovered. And the perpetrators were caught on camera. They were caught on security camera, but they know that they're doing this at night. It's hard to see them. They got their hoods up. I don't think we'll ever see all of our equipment again, but I think our story did illustrate how prevalent smash and grab crimes are in San Francisco and all across the country. It's not just San Francisco, but especially in San Francisco, because we were robbed twice in 24 hours. Awesome question. Okay, from Facebook, Renelle Gallardo. Or is it Gallardo? Do you wish to start your own investigation show for Netflix? Yes, I think Netflix would be a great place to have an investigative unit travel across the country, maybe in an RV or a command vehicle of some kind, and we go from town to town, solving crimes and chasing bad guys in real time, and maybe even like viewers can be emailing us, hey, come to my town, this is going on, I'm getting ripped off here, there's a cold case here you need to look into. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a great Netflix show. That would be amazing. Yes, so yes, I would do it. Pimping myself out for other shows. See how it's done? From Facebook, Braceno Joe. You investigated Kenneth Copeland and his lavish lifestyle. Lisa, are you a person of faith? This may be my favorite question. Yes, I'm a person of faith. All of the members of my family on both sides are Christians, and they are very devout. And I grew up in church, going to Bible study and going to church every Sunday with my family. And I don't go to organized church anymore. I'm a spiritual person, but I am cynical when it comes to a lot of organized religions. And I was so excited to be able to interview Kenneth Copeland and to kind of reveal to you guys as the audience what kind of person he is. And I'll leave it at that. Those are great questions. I loved doing that. Will you please do me a favor? Next time you watch an Inside Edition investigation, or if you think about it, just come back to this video and type in a question for me underneath, because I really want to do more of these. I want to answer more of your questions everywhere I go. Any personal appearance I do, people ask me about my Inside Edition investigations, and now they're starting to ask me about my Lisa Guerrero TV investigations, because as you know, I'm doing original investigations here, product tests. So if you have a question about any of my investigations, either here or on Inside Edition, please let me know, because I want to answer your questions. And I also want to get suggestions about investigations you want me to do. Thank you so much for the great questions and for watching Lisa Guerrero TV.